absolutely have to do. First of all, you probably got raking to do in the garden. Likely that you also have to shovel in the garden. And if you've got debris and things you need to clear away, that's another thing you're going to have to do in your outdoor space. Well, how about if you could do all of those things with one handy tool? We bring you from Gark a multi-purpose 3-in-1 rake, shovel, and sift tool. It's just $32.50, and we've got it available on Easy Pay. Let me introduce you to Chris Peterson, who's joining me tonight.
Hey, Leah.
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
it's
thanks
great
for having
to
me.
see you.
Thanks for having me.
So I was just saying, you know, there are things we absolutely have to do in the garden.
Yes.
And certainly raking, clearing things away. This becomes that multi-purpose tool that allows us to do a lot of that easily.
It does. This is going to be the tool you're going to use spring, summer, fall, even into the winter. We have people who've written reviews saying they use it for snow shoveling.
Really?
But here's every rake does this. I mean, it looks like a rake when you first look at it, but
Yeah.
it does so many things. But if you just get it for raking leaves, this is
this.
why you want it for raking leaves.
Okay.
Instead of picking all that stuff up by hand,
Yeah.
I use the shovel head. Now you notice there's no moving parts. I turn it right back into a rake.
Right.
I flip it over, there's my shovel.
Look at the shovel
and I
head.
slide those tines under, and there you go. And notice I'm doing it all vertical.
Yeah,
Not once,
you're not bending over,
I'm not getting down.
back breaking.
And you don't know what's in there. I mean, these leaves look a little pretty, but they're not going to be pretty when
There
it's
could
time.
be little surprises
There's little surprises
beneath those
out there.
leaves. Yeah.
But that's what I love. It just, that's the chore that people I don't think enjoy about the raking. They don't mind putting it in the piles. It's the picking up that bothers a lot of folks.
So a couple things. First of all, the item number in 46113. We have two colors for you to choose. We have it in either the red that Chris is working with or the yellow that I have in my hand. Yellow, by the way, is our most limited choice. They both work the same, so if you have a color preference, just let us know. So talk to me, because when I walked over and picked this up, the first thing I noticed was, oh my gosh,
it's
this
super light. No, most tools are hardwood handles, and that's for a reason. You want strength. We went with extruded aluminum because we wanted strength, but we wanted this lightweight. So just like those new pickup trucks, they all went to aluminum because it's lightweight. But imagine all that raking on your shoulders, and you save pound after pound on your shoulders. So that was a key. Then the head, we want this tool to last season after season. So we went with the best of the best material. It's called a polycarbonate.
Okay.
You know how normal rakes, the tines always end up all
Bent
funny like that?
Yeah.
We want them to come back into perfect shape every single time.
I see.
Now there's a close-up of the head. There's the raised side, so that's going to hold the debris. But even little features, can you see sort of the little beveled edges here?
I do see it.
That's what helps it slide through the grass just a little bit easier when you're going into shovel mode. So we want to invent a tool, top to bottom, that, you know, it's going to do so many different things for you.
And depending on where you are in the country and what sorts of things you have, but certainly for leaves, pine cones, pine needles, people love this particular tool for that. Let me tell you how we're doing with our availability, because it is gardening season and we're thinking about the tools that are going to be helpful. If you want your multi-purpose rake, shovel, and sift tool in yellow, that is now our most limited. We have fewer than 250 in the yellow to go around. So use your credit card. This is on Easy Pay, and just let us know which color you'd like. All right, so we've seen you do leaves.
We did the leaves. We were in the garden there.
Cleared it out of the,
Now puppy dogs.
Okay.
Or pine cones or puppy dogs, whatever you want. But I've got a new little golden doodle.
Do you?
Yeah, and he's been finding his spot all winter.
Doing his business, right?
Yeah, but that's what you that's what you do. You got to look after him.
Absolutely.
So I want to clean it up. Again, I don't want to use a flat spade. I use this because the tines just sort of dig through the grass. Everything gets caught. Now that goes into the garbage.
Yeah.
So again, it makes it super easy.
How fantastic.
Tree debris, even down to little acorns.
Acorns.
Again, it picks it all up.
And look at that. I mean, it'll pick up the things that you want. That's fantastic.
But sift out what you want to keep, like your topsoil.
Yes.
If you've got heavy stuff, again, here's the strength of the head and the tines. Again, you're not picking stuff up with a normal rake.
Right.
But there's the polycarbonate, strong enough to hold anything you can lift.
So you're not having to have multiple tools. You're not having to go back and get multiple tools. You've got your rake function. You've got your shovel function. Again, it's because of the shape of this, and then the sifting. So that if you're, you just want to kind of replenish your mulch, pull away all of the debris that you don't want, and leave it in good shape.
Exactly.
That's what this is going to be great for.
But look at that for mulch. Again, everybody goes for those heavy metal rakes that only sort of pull the stuff through. Well, I use the Gark. I spread out my mulch, but if I want to move it, or if I want to sort of put mulch kind of in and around places,
look at that.
I can use that. I go back into rake mode. If I want to move the mulch, get at that topsoil, give it a till, then I can go back, use the Gark. I'm using the same tool for all these different jobs, which is why when I say it will be your go-to tool, it will be your go-to tool.
Well, think about that, because these are things that you aren't necessarily able to do with just a traditional rake, and yet a shovel has a completely different function.
That's right.
And then, to sift, you've got another tool altogether. That's why this is such an innovation. So remember, this is from Golden Gark. It's a multi-purpose 3-in-1. It's a rake. It's a shovel. It's also your sifting tool. Now we have two colors, red or yellow. Works the same, either choice.
But we went with bright so you could find it in the grass.
I love it. But you need to let me know if you want the yellow one, because the yellow is extremely popular. It's also now the most limited. So let me know if you'd like it. Your item number is M46113. All right, can I help do anything?
I feel like I'm doing all the work
I know,
here.
I know, like how about it, Leah? Help me out. Happy to, Chris. Okay, so what?
But if you've got a pond, or if you're, if you're going to be opening up your pool this spring, well, again, it's full of debris. It's full of debris. It's full of rotting leaves.
Look at that.
We use the Gark to sift it out. All the water goes back in. Now I can pump off that cover. Or people even use it to clear out window wells in the spring. Again, it just, you dig out the stuff with the Gark. The stuff you don't want stays in the head. Everything else just sifts back through.
Can I tell you, and I think this is maybe the first time, at least in a while, you and I have been together with this. I've got a pond at my place where this is the perfect sort of thing to get, skim away the things I don't want to see there. And just sift right through, which is fantastic. And it's lightweight. I can do this. I'm not breaking my back to use it.
Now, how about garbage day too?
Okay.
When raccoons sort of, I don't know why, they know when garbage day is at my place, probably at your place, but they tip things over. And again, it's funny, it's just another use for the Gark, because all that stuff, I don't want to pick it up by hand, put it back in.
Watch this.
Well, let's just use the Gark to pick everything up. So whether it's apple cores or old banana peels or whatever it is, we use the Gark. I just pick it up, and again, not once. Either of us have not been down on our hands and knees.
Exactly.
So
it's not back-breaking work to get into the garden or to do a little cleanup around your landscape. So here's where we are. Over 100 of the yellow already gone. And remember, it's the most limited. We have about 150 left. If you're watching this and saying, yeah, I'm going to be out in the garden, that's a smart tool that's going to save me work, make it easier, and not break my back. M46113. Let us know whether you want the red or if you want the yellow. You do need to be in the process of placing your order, because that's now getting very limited. Chris, thank you so much. This was great. You did the hard work, but I appreciate it. Alrighty. Hey, listen, coming up in just a little bit. Oh, how adorable are these?